Just so desperate for some PvP. And, you know, we're undergeared. These guys that we're going to be facing are mostly going to be level 60. We're lower levels. But it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter because what matters is skill in this game. What matters is being able to counter the play of the opponents and being able to beat them. It doesn't matter what your gear is. It doesn't matter what level you're at. As long as you put in the effort and you put in the time, you can easily defeat any... Son of a fucking bitch. Alright, welcome everybody. I'm trying to do a new series here inspired by Kristofer. Basically, I'm going to have to craft all my own gear, can't buy anything off the trade house, PvP flagged all the time, unless like I'm going to do a dungeon, I need to get a group, then I can PvE flag. And just basically recording the story of Camelio Mark II. I said chameleon, but it sounds like I said Camelio just then. Anyway, also Leos, my duo partner, will be joining me, and so it's the both of us leveling at the same time. We should be fighting lots of level 60s because we're starting like really late in the game. So first thing we did was just obviously level up towards level 10, do the main quest lines along the beach, and sort of trying to get the weapons that we want. At this point in time, I was planning on using spear and hatchet. So we make it into our first town. So our town was the best town on the map, Windswood. So yeah, that's good because that's where I spend most of my time, so it feels like appropriate. At this point in time, we're just kind of madly questing because we want to be able to pick our faction. But I'm also wanting to try to get the weapons I want to level up, and they're not coming through. And I also want light armor, and I wasn't getting any of that. So because I've been collecting mats, I just come into town and get myself a new set of gear and a new weapon, make myself look all nice and pretty.
Please come. You look well equipped, and the syndicate could pay you for your time.
Well, yeah, you know, I did make the gear myself, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm yelling out of green. Anyway, so I started doing the syndicate. We decided to join the syndicate just because in our server the screens are absolutely dominating. But also, I just like look at the syndicate place. Just looks kind of cooler, and I feel like the syndicate's more my vibe, you know. So yeah, just like came and joined the syndicate, and basically we want to be on the outnumbered faction so that we get lots of fights. I hate being on the Zergy side or the side that's winning. I think if you're I've always felt like if you want to be in PvP, if you want to do PvP, surely you should be on the underdog so that you get most of the fights, right? But anyway, so I gladly joined the syndicate.
Well then, another fox finds the den.
Of course, now that I've joined the syndicate, we can finally flag up for PvP, but first thing we're going to need to do is get some PvP gear. It's really important to get the PvP gear because that gets resilience on it. And so resilience is just really helpful for PvP. So we're basically just going to be using the faction gear. And so we don't have enough faction points, so we go and get more faction points. So we're all like excited. We're like, yay, we finally get to do some PvP. At this point, I was just dying to do some PvP. I didn't even care, like, if I went in with no PvP gear. But unfortunately, this is all I kept hearing. Is that someone?
Yeah, but they're not flagged.
Unfortunately, we spent the rest of our night doing faction quests with no one to be found. Just so desperate for some PvP. And, you know, we're undergeared. These guys that we're going to be facing are mostly going to be level 60. We're lower levels. But it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter because what matters is skill in this game. What matters is being able to counter the play of the opponents and being able to beat them. It doesn't matter what your gear is. It doesn't matter what level you're at. As long as you put in the effort and you put in the time, you can easily defeat any... Son of a fucking bitch. What's that you're using, Cam? I thought you were using spear and hatchet. Well, I'll tell you why I'm using this. Because I played on my spear and hatchet on my other server with all my good gear, and I just found like I was having more fun and I was more effective on my mage for reasons I've stated in numerous videos. So I was having fun in OPR, and then I've started doing arenas a lot more, and I'm just having heaps of fun on mage and arenas as well. And so I just thought, I'm just going to stick with mage. And plus, it seems like the mage viewers that have come on the channel, a pretty loyal bunch. So, yeah, mage it is. So yeah, more faction quests so that I can get the faction points to get my intelligence gear this time. So yeah, that was fun. So unfortunately for me, we finally find a good fight where it's a 2v3, and I am still in my dex and strength gear, and I don't have my fire staff or ice gauntlet very well leveled up. So, but we give it our gods honest try. Also, the other problem is they have a healer and 2 DPS, so it's definitely hard. Despite that, God, we get them so low sometimes, so I could definitely see the potential, but we just couldn't quite get there. I mean, if I had have had my full int gear and wasn't hitting like a blimmin' wet flannel, probably would have done pretty good. So, come back a second time to give it another try, just because I felt like we were kind of outplaying them, and we were getting them so close, we just needed to get our shit together a little bit more. Like, this guy's just so low. But yeah, like, I just couldn't quite seal the deal. And if I had have had full int gear, this would have been like such a good fight. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So, just getting attacked, that guy's getting healed. Oh, we get him so low, but he finishes off my teammate. And then rather than kill him, I have to like make a little cowardly a pre-kite. I have to pre-kite. And if it's not bad enough that it's a 1v3 right now, oh, Gary the goat has to fuck me over as well. Oh, the goat! Anyway, I engage in some pre-kiting and just trying to hope that my teammate comes back. But they just do so much damage to me. Got a healer. So at this point in time, it's not really pre-kiting, but more a full gauged retreat. And then my teammate says I'm nearly there, and I think finally we can turn this around. Finally get my int gear on, and then it is all systems go. So here's our head one. We finally find another fight, and this melee guy has been trying to fight us for like 20 minutes, but we're just easily kiting him, so he can't kill us, but we can't kill him either. But then he obviously decides to bring his friend along, who's a musket, to help kill him, but the mistake he made is this guy's level 21 himself, so he's the same level as us, so we can easily wipe him out. But to repeat, this guy's just will not leave us alone. Like, you don't realize how long he was doing this for, probably like 30 minutes. So we turned it into a game, and I'm like, well, because we can't kill him, he's too tanky. So then I'm like, why don't we try to do our faction quests while this guy's chasing us, because he's really easy to kite. So my friends kind of kites him, and so at the moment we're just trying to get the cooldown for the stabilized, so we've got 50 seconds to go. But we were like picking up chests and all sorts of stuff with this guy on us, so he wasn't able to kill us because he's just so easily kited. But then, much to our delight, his little friend shows up.
Okay. Yep.
So I guess our kind of thinking as well, we can't kill you, but we can keep killing your friend over and over, and hopefully that sort of annoys you a little bit. Well, it obviously has annoyed him because he was chasing after us for like 40 minutes. So we finally catch up to him, and then I'm able to put some damage into him. Of course, he does what musket people do, and as soon as you get within fighting range, he just like tries to run away. His friend is obviously also trying to catch up to us, but we've seen how good he is at chasing after us while people are kiting him. So I put down Monty Pylon to put some damage into him because he's quite a squishy. He's quite squishy, the musket guy. So it's just a matter of trying to kill this guy without being caught by the melee. So he's just standing right in front of me, so I just like plow some fire damage into him, and then I just burn him to death. So yeah, I love flamethrower. So yeah, then it's back to Guardian again. I don't feel good about this next one. In fact, I feel kind of downright dirty. But you have to realize that we made a deal with ourselves that we would attack everyone that we saw, no matter what their levels, no matter what they were doing, at least once. So we can leave them alone once we've fought them once. And so even though these guys were fishing, it had to be done. I didn't feel good about it, neither did my Leos, you know, sort of attacking them while they're trying to fish, but hey, it is what that is. After the first guy, we like charge on down and then attack the second guy, and then yeah, basically repeat the process. This poor guy gets stuck in the water. I don't know how he had no idea. Maybe they're not teamed up, but yeah. So it did feel a little. It felt a little mean, you know, sort of individually 2v1ing these guys. But like I said, our motto is we have to attack everyone no matter what. So I've been using that incinerate. But I don't know, I'm just not really getting into it. I think there's better fire stuff skills, so that's what I've sort of used it for now, but I switch it up shortly. But yeah, this guy's doing pretty good, really. Like, he's tanking us out a little bit, but it's just a matter of time, really. He can't catch us, and we're just whittling him down, so game over after a while. We finally make it into Brightwood, and start doing the faction quests there. So we've got 25 levels so far, and yeah, it hasn't been too adventurous, didn't get too many PvP fights, but they're definitely starting to increase. So yeah, we just come into the Brightwood town and get our new faction gear, and then carry on trying to find some jewels while we level up questing. And whilst we do that, this level 60 comes and tries to kill us, and so we finally get another PvP fight. I've kind of got my mage skills a little more leveled up now, and I've got the proper gear, so I could finally hit and actually do a little bit of damage. So yeah, he suddenly realizes he wasn't going to kill us straight away, and he starts to kind of run away. I mean, like, these bruises are the easiest matchup for a mage, really. It almost gets me, though. They still, the thing about fighting level 60s when you're low level is they hit you once and take like half your health away. So we had been questing for a really, really long time, and then he suddenly shows up again. And so obviously he'd been looking for us and wanted a part 2. Well, buddy, you wanted a part 2? You get a part 2. Son of a bitch. And so yeah, we basically fight him again. And see, he does do a lot of damage. This time I think he's changed his weapon. He's got on a great axe and a spear this time. He's not with his warhammer, so he obviously realized that wasn't a good matchup against a mage and a bow, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to put on a great sword, I'm going to put on a spear, I'm going to put on my dueling spec, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to fuck these guys up. Problem is, he's still kind of easy to kite, and so we just, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. We may not hit hard, but we'll hit often and just wear you down. And so yeah, try to catch him in an incinerate there, but doesn't sort of go my way. Then he's starting to rethink his life choices right there, but of course we do have ranged, so I'm trying to catch him in the ice curtain, which I do, and then we manage to kill him while he's sitting in there. But like every good fight, he wanted a part 3. He wanted to finish off the trilogy. So yet again he comes back, still on the great sword and spear. He's like, I just made a few bad decisions, that's all. I can kill these guys. When I hit them, I almost get them half their health. I just need to hit them twice and I'll get them killed. So he comes back in. He's definitely trying to get his stuns on me. I go into the ice tomb to get rid of any debuffs he might have put on me. And yeah, once again, we just go into paper cut mode and just trying to wear him down. So he is definitely trying all his great sword attacks there. But they're just, I think with the greatsword you've just got to be a little bit patient in terms of you're not being afraid of their attacks, because they're actually not that hard to dodge. Anyway, everyone, we finally made it to level 30, so halfway. I'm sure we'll be getting more jewels now because we're sort of closer to the cap. And I'll just, yeah, so we're basically just chasing after this basket guy. He came and tried to attack us and then ended up running away, so we ended up just chasing him down. But thanks everyone, thanks for all the support. sort of slowly getting towards 1,000 subs, so that's kind of awesome. And I'm definitely enjoying the Mage. It's not the meta for the Mage right now, which is kind of cool because I can make it work. I kind of like it because you have to play Mage more like a Mage from other MMOs. So, you know, using line of... Like the Mage, if you look at Mages in arenas, they're really good because they're so effective at using line of sight. So that's what I like. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching the vids, and I will see you soon.